I just want to take you, though, to the Prime Minister Anthony Albanese. He's speaking here. We're expecting to hear comments, I should say. This is the New South Wales Premier Chris Minns as well. You can see the Governor-General. The Prime Minister here is outside the funeral for the final Bondi victim. Peter Meagher was the last to be farewelled today here at this church service in St Mary's in Sydney. This is an important moment, given it marks the first time we have seen the Prime Minister, at least publicly, attending one of the funerals of one of the Bondi victims. We know, out of respect, he chose not to attend some of the other victims of this because their families did not view that the Prime Minister would be welcome. You can see that's clearly shifted today, though, with the Prime Minister there alongside the New South Wales Premier Chris Minns. There's a big police contingent as we see the man farewelled here, the last victim, as I should say, of the Bondi attack. This is a sombre occasion, as you'd expect, for his family. Peter Meagher, one of those 15 who had their lives cut incredibly short as a result of the terror we saw unfold on Bondi Beach. I want to bring in my colleague Julia Bradley, who's there outside St Mary's Cathedral for us. Julia, give us a sense of what we're seeing.
Yeah, Trudy, we're just outside St Mary's Cathedral at the moment. And as you said, this is the first funeral that the Prime Minister is attending, given that he has been invited. We're just relocating at the moment. There's quite a bit of a crowd at the moment. But yeah, it is incredibly, heartwarming to see so many members of Peter Meagher's community come together to farewell him after such a tragic event on December 14. We heard in that funeral some incredibly touching speeches delivered by his wife, Virginia, and also his brother, David, too. And we saw that former Wallabies player, too, speaking about his beloved Randwick Rugby Club. We know that he's a man that really did give back to the community in so many different ways, whether that be through the Randwick Rugby Club or through his photography that he loved to, especially in his retirement. We know that when he was down there at that Chanukah by the Sea event, he was working as a freelance photographer at the time, and that is when he was gunned down, one of those 15 innocent people to be killed. This funeral today at St Mary's Cathedral honouring him and his life of service, and also we've seen so many of those members of the club attend, and also many members of the New South Wales Police.
We've lost Julia Bradley. We'll just try and re-establish this connection. But as you can see here, these are family and friends of Peter Meagher saying their final farewells. He was a member of the New South Wales Police Force for 35 years. He rose to the position of Detective Sergeant until he retired in 2020. There's been a big police contingent, as you would expect, attending today's funeral service, including the New South Wales Police Commissioner, Mal Lanyon, there alongside the New South Wales Premier, Chris Minns, the opposition leader, Sussan, also in attendance alongside the Prime Minister Anthony Albanese. As Julia Bradley has been reporting, Peter Meagher was attending the event, the Chanukah by the Sea event at Bondi Beach, as his role as a freelance photographer, there on assignment on Bondi on the Sunday to take photographs of the Chanukah celebration. He'd spent countless hours, we're told, doing volunteer work in his retirement, including that role he had in his beloved Randwick Rugby Union Football Club. This is the first opportunity we've seen for Prime Minister Anthony Albanese to stand shoulder to shoulder with the loved ones of those who lost their lives as a result of the most horrific terror attack we've seen on Australian soil. We know in terms of how this has unfolded in the days, that dark day in December, the Prime Minister has faced almost unrelenting pressure, in particular from the Jewish community, that he hasn't met the moment, that for the Prime Minister he hasn't been welcomed into the Jewish fold for some of these most heartbreaking scenes we've seen play out day in, day out in the wake of the attack. The Prime Minister this time, though, attending the funeral for Peter Meagher. We will bring you any update from St Mary's Cathedral, including a potential chance, if we'll get to get a few comments from the Prime Minister or New South Wales Premier, we'll bring them to you.